How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Ben Burnside Show, coming at you from Fresno. I just wanted to give my quick thoughts before going to bed about the whole situation between Gina Carano and Disney. If you guys haven't heard, a couple days ago, if you haven't heard, you're under a rock at this point. I don't know what to tell you. But so Gina Carano was let go by Disney in regards to the tweets that she's made over the last few months. Four in particular, I've heard about. I haven't heard more, but only four tweets. But that was enough for Disney to tap out and say, no, we don't want any part of this because they're kind of crazy tweets and stuff, and their opinions, and they don't want to deal with it. So I have a thought. I have thoughts on this, and I kind of want to go through this through chronological order from what I know about. And this is from watching. Actually, you're going to hear a lot about this on my show. It's going to be the John Campea show. I'm a big fan of that show. Everyone should watch the John Campea show because I'm a huge fan of his work. I've been a fan for like going toward 9 years now. I've been a fan, so I'm a big fan of John Campea and his work. But this is where I've got most of my info from, and I'm going to kind of rehash what I've heard off of that show. So go ahead and check him out as well. But I just wanted to give my opinion on it on video and kind of because I'm kind of passionate about this. I'm very intrigued by this idea. That's what I want to get at. I'm intrigued. Um, so I believe around November or October of last year, Gina Carano first made a tweet about wearing masks during the pandemic, mask wearing, and she said, I forgot what she said exactly, that it's like, it's a conspiracy theory or mask wearing. It's like the government wants you to wear it. It's all a conspiracy and all that kind of stuff. There's no virus or whatever. And, it was an unproven basic idea of, oh, the mask wearing is a hoax and it's not real and all that stuff, or coronavirus, it's a hoax, or something like that that she put on her Twitter, and she posted it on it. I think she had a picture of mask wearing of how it's a hoax and everything, all on her Twitter, and she posted it. It caused quite a stir online. People were kind of like, what the hell's going on? And according to John Campea's show, Campea heard that from his sources that Disney executives went to the talent agency of Gina Carano that has Gina as one of their, are the agents of Gina, and they expressed concern to the talent agency, and they were like, we don't want our client to be doing this and that kind of stuff. And I guess that was like a warning shot for Disney, from what I understand from listening to that story or report, more appropriately. My thought on that situation is this. Look, Gina Carano, I know that Disney can set their own rules about stuff and about how they they can set their own rules for their own company and all that, but man, like, I just think it's wrong. I think it's wrong for for any company really, but especially Disney because they're one of the biggest companies on the planet. I think it's wrong for them to tell people what they can and can't talk about on their own personal Twitter account. If it doesn't involve attacking certain cultural groups and stuff like that. I'll get to that later, but um, in this case, though, Gina Carano, she just was giving a political opinion on the matter of wearing masks. I don't see the big deal in that. And, there might be a lot of fans of Disney that hated Gina Carano's tweet, but you know what? Gina Carano, it wasn't a racist tweet. It wasn't anything like that. It was about wearing masks. It's a political issue. In my opinion, she has a right to express her opinion about a matter just like any other regular American. Gina Carano is not a public official. She's not a doctor. I don't know if she's had any kind of job in the political or medical field in her life. So she's just another person in America with an opinion. She's not an expert in any way. So I think it's wrong for a company to tell her to not express her political opinion on something. It's just I think that's overstepping your boundaries from Disney. I don't think that's too much to ask to tell Disney, you know what, you're overstepping your boundaries. Back off. Like, and the complaint of Disney is that okay, but this will create controversy. This tweet and it's the emphatic tweet, and it will go back to us. And like, you know what, man? Still, like, it looked that looking bad toward your company is still not a bigger deal to me. It's not more important than people being able to retain the freedom of expressing their opinions without being scared of getting fired. It just I don't want to make a law about it or anything, but man, it should be common sense. Disney shouldn't have to worry about firing people based off what they say about stuff like that. I don't like it. I think it's wrong. I think it sets kind of a bad precedent, and I think it just, I think Disney kind of, in that case overstepped their boundary in going toward their talent agency and complaining. They shouldn't have even done that, and thankfully they didn't fire Gina Carano for that incident. So now we'll fast forward to tweet number 2 of the 4 tweets I want to talk about. And the second tweet is that, what was it? That Gina posted that the election was rigged. She posted that on her Twitter account, that the election was rigged. And, I have the same argument here. I'm defending Gina again on this one. And Disney apparently went to the talent agency after that second tweet that basically said the election was rigged, and they told the talent agency, we are concerned about Gina. We don't like these tweets. It comes back to us. And I'm like, I understand your concern, but it's like your concern is not more important than I believe Gina's concern of being able to express political opinions that everybody else is able to express. It just feels wrong for a company to censor Gina on particular political topics like that. You know, Gina is not, in that case, Gina is not a political official in any capacity. She's not in national government, she's not in state government, she's not local, she's not in anything. I don't think she's ever been in her life. What Our own president of the United States and people on all levels of government are lying about the election being rigged. What It makes sense that someone like Gina Carano is being fed those kind of lies, and you know what? Even that doesn't even matter. That's not even my point. She has a right to express what she thinks the election is. On her off time, on her own Twitter account. That's a bunch of garbage that Disney, you know, I feel, again, they are overstepping their boundaries. This company, I don't care if it makes them look bad. I don't care. You know what makes them look bad? Them overstepping their boundaries in both of these cases. That's what makes them look bad. They these companies have a lot of nerve trying to censor people and what they say in their Twitter, unless it's tweets number 3 or 4. This is my opinion. This is just my opinion. I know, but tweet number 3, Gina said something to the effect of in this one, there's sympathy for her here because she was pressured by people online to say on her like Instagram or her Twitter, on her description of her page, like they wanted to put her to put she or her, the pronoun she or her, and on her homepage, to label her sexual identity or something. It sounds like they were pretty aggressive of wanting her to do that, and which is a little nervy. It's like, what do you care? It's none of your business. It's like some people on Twitter don't have any lives, but Gina responded, and she responded in the wrong way. She said beep boop bop or something like that in response for her description of her gender identity on her social media page. Beep boop bop, and that got a lot of people in the transgender community kind of mad. And Gina Carano said, "I didn't mean it like that." Basically, she was retracting from saying that, but she was like, "Oh no, I'm just saying like I'm a droid, but or I'm that's my gender identity on my social media account. I'm a droid. I'm labeling myself as a droid." And but really, like from a later interview, Gina kind of admitted that really it was a mocking towards the transgender community of what she did with the beep boop bop of her description on her social media page. If someone came into my video at this point and watched that part, they would be like, "Is this guy drunk?" But anyway, that's just a wild situation. And understandably, I get why Disney's mad there. Disney, I feel like, should have given Gina a sit down then, and that's what they did. They sat down with Gina. Apparently, the talent agency of Gina Carano that Disney was complaining to before, they set up the meeting between Disney and Gina. And Disney, apparently, this is all according to John Campea, Disney implored Gina to not tweet like that anymore. They implored her to not talk like that anymore on her Twitter. And apparently, Gina and Disney agreed. They'd had a handshake promise to not do that anymore. And I kind of don't like that. I half like it, I half don't like it. I like that Gina promised to not tweet about stuff regarding attacking social groups like she did with the transgender thing. Even though she was pushed like to do that by certain people online, the way she reacted, she was being transphobic. She was being transphobic, and you can't tolerate that in society today. You just can't. You can't do that. And so, uh, I get I get why Gina. I can understand the idea of Gina promising to not do those kind of tweets anymore, but to promise to not do the first two tweets that were perfectly, I think, within her right to tweet about, just because every other average American tweets about it. That's not a politician or a doctor. Um, she has. I think she has a perfect reasonable right to talk about it on her own damn Twitter account outside of work. And apparently she agreed to not tweet about that either. And then she broke that promise. That's on her. She tweeted about how Republicans and this happened like not a few days ago. She tweeted about how Republicans are censored the same way of how the Jews were censored during World War II or around that era, which is a ridiculous comparison, an idiotic comparison. There's nobody's doubting that. And it's such an idiotic comparison and a ridiculous one that understandably I didn't think about this until John Campea said it. The Jewish community was really pissed off and kind of insulted of the idea of Republicans who are just mad that they're being censored in today's culture. That is being compared to what the Jews had to deal with in the World War II era. It's insulting. It's insulting, and I can get why people are insulted. And that's in when you do that towards a cultural group for the second time, and you break a promise towards Disney of doing that, I can see where Gina was let go, especially considering what kind of company Disney is, in that they welcome everybody of all races and cultures into into that world, as they should. I get why Gina got fired there. And yeah, it makes total sense to me. But you see what I mean there? I'm pretty damn torn by the whole situation because Gina, she should have gotten fired at the end of the day. But man, in like the day before the end of the day, I was thinking maybe she shouldn't get fired because of the two previous tweets. Half of the tweets I was totally cool with Gina doing because that she should be able to do that without getting flack from the people she works from. That's her political opinion on her own Twitter account outside of work. I don't care if she's famous. I don't care if Disney's making her more famous. Disney should F off in regards to people having their own opinion on their own social media account. You know, she wasn't slurring or anything like that from what I understand. So I don't know. I think Disney overstepped their boundaries. I think people should be able to talk about political issues that aren't racial stances or racist stances or anti-ethnic stances. The first two tweets weren't that. So that's where I think Disney really should kind of, back off. But with the second two tweets, that's enough for me to think that Disney shouldn't back off and they should attack Gina Carano rather aggressively, especially the second time, and in firing her. They shouldn't give her 3 chances for those. That kind of talk that's antagonizing social groups, that cannot be tolerated today. Cannot. Not be tolerated. And I understand why, given the history of, humans on this earth. And, it is kind of, those second 2 tweets, those were dumb tweets. Those were dumb tweets. And hopefully Gina Carano, she gets like some kind of social media manager, for those tweets. But for the other 2 tweets, I think she was perfectly within the right, and I think Disney should have effed off. Because companies shouldn't influence people to say how they feel about political beliefs. Except if it's antagonizing, that's just my opinion on all of this. She was half right, half wrong, in my opinion. And Gina's paying the price for it now. Obviously, she's not going to be Cara Dune anymore, at least not for the near future. I'm going to miss Cara Dune. I like how an MMA fighter succeeds in Hollywood. And not just succeeds, but she was in the biggest property in the biggest empire, in Hollywood. But she did it based off stuff she believed in, I guess. Do I respect Gina for tweeting what she believed in over and over? Kind of. I don't respect the other 2 tweets, even though I like, I can understand her retaliating after being pressured before tweeting that third thing. But yeah, it's like you can't antagonize social groups nowadays. You just can't, and you should get fired. You're disincluding people in a really toxic way. And I think I'm being modest in the way I'm saying that, in the way I'm complaining about that. Just don't be a dick like that. I don't understand, why she would tweet about that. Apparently, she has already a movie in line with Ben Shapiro and his company of the Daily Wire, which sympathized with Carano, and how she was let go by Disney. Not exactly the same studio as Disney. Disney's just a little bigger. Just a little bigger. But you know what? It's good for her. At least she has some work, and I really hope she doesn't get blackballed for this whole thing. Hopefully she does hire a social media manager and she kind of runs through things with that manager there. But even then, if she doesn't have a manager, I hope she keeps tweeting things like the first two tweets, if that's really her political opinion. Do I have to like them? No, but I do respect her platform to talk about those things because they're not those first two tweets. They weren't attacking specific groups. So and and to be on the record, I do strongly disagree with those two tweets ideologically. But whatever. That's fine. I'm still gonna watch Gina Carano on stuff. Uh, she's kind of a crush too. I'm not gonna lie. She is a beautiful woman. Beautiful. But anyway, what did you guys think about this whole situation? Did you guys were you guys happy that she got fired? Are you very torn that she got fired, kind of like me? Do you guys hate that she got fired? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and talk about it on here. And while you're at it, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you could hear all the latest content of me talking nonstop in different videos. You could listen to reactions, discussions of other political topics, discussions about sports. I still got to talk about the Super Bowl and talk about my experience there. So that should be fun. And yeah, go ahead and check all that out and let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great, romantic, lovely Valentine's Day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Catch you on the burn side. Peace.